welcome to another episode of Critical Affection, where we affectionately criticize the pop culture that we love. And I am your host, Sarah, and here today with my co-hosts, as usual, Brian and Amanda. And today we have our special guest is Dan Henk. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself, Dan?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Dan Henk. I'm an illustrator. I do books, magazines, comics. I own a tattoo shop in Long Beach, New York. And right now I have 2 novels up on Kickstarter. And I wrote them a long time ago, and they got the rights back from the publisher 2 years ago. They did an extensive revision, added stories, added illustrations, and I'm republishing them right now. So I'm doing Kickstarter to raise some money to put them out. But I'm doing signed and numbered, limited hardcovers with I do a little personal illustration to each one, and people seem to love my illustrations. So hopefully that's a big draw. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. It's in a way, it's kind of been a lifelong story, and I finally brought it to life.
Awesome. Well, speaking of your illustrations, why don't we just have a look at them? Ugh, it never just automatically goes to the layout that I want. What's that about? All right. Well, do you want to tell us a little bit about this story?
Sure. So the girl both here and above is my ex-wife. She was an immigrant from Colombia, and she died in a hit and run. It was kind of blown off by the police. So part of the kind of the dark path that you go down, and the nihilism, all that, I made even more extreme in a character in my first novel. And then also some of the events of my second novel merged with the first novel, and it's just I don't know, it's like a dark approach, but it's not all darkness. There is a little bit of hope, but yeah, some people don't see that. Some people meet a very untimely end.
Okay. Well, the art, it looks very, very cool.
Oh, thank you.
The interior's all black and white?
Yeah, it's all black and white. And first I interviewed with DC Comics and Marvel Comics and Image Comics, and when I interviewed with them, they were all doing very badly. So they all wanted me to draw their superheroes and big characters. I was like, I really want to do horror. People like Bernie Rice inspired me. So, I was like, I just want to stick with this. And I remembered all those pulp magazines like The Shadow and Doc Savage and stuff. I was a kid, and they have little illustrations next to text. What if I do the illustrations full splash pages in the comic books? So that's what I do. So I'm pretty happy with it. So these are all basically splash pages that are in the book. So to illustrate the stories.
That's really cool.
That's a nice approach.
Yeah.
That's Loch Ness. I actually I like to do a lot of research, so I went to Loch Ness, so I could get a feel for the environment and the atmosphere and all that. So Loch is the Scottish word for lake. They have that ruined castle is right on the edge of the Loch Ness.
Cool.
It's if I'm correct, I believe it's another castle. They hate the English. I believe it's another castle the English burned down.
Well, I am a little jealous that you got to go see Loch Ness and the ruined castle. I haven't been there yet. All right. Let's have a quick look at the rewards here. Oh, you got your ebook. You're only charging $4 for your ebook. Okay. If people you can't get a better price than that if you want to try somebody's work out, see if you like it. $4. Come on. And only $11 for a paperback. That's awesome.
Those are both cheaper than what they sell for on Amazon, but
I was gonna say, that's
yeah.
super bargain.
I think the ebook is double that on Amazon.
So yeah, that's. Oh, so is this the one? Is this City of Brotherly Love? Is this getting you? Oh, it's original. Oh, more art. Okay, yeah. Wow, you got a lot of original art that's available. That's cool.
Yeah, that's what you see right there with the storyboards. That's part of the original project I pitched to DC Comics and Marvel Comics, Image Comics. A couple of people picked it up, but that was right when a lot of companies were going bust, and so Picture Thing picked up and then went bankrupt. Paradox Press picked it up and then went bankrupt.
Oof.
That seems to be my great luck.
Well, that's fair. I mean, I would say that it was I know a lot of people have been having strings of poor luck, and they're thinking that they're cursed, and I'm like, nah, it's not a curse if everybody's having the same problems.
The curse is capitalism.
Yeah, exactly.
I feel like you just gotta, if you feel like you got something, just keep pushing on.
Absolutely.
Exactly. If you believe in your work, eventually you'll find somebody else who believes in it as much as you do.
Right.
So, I mean, $11 for the physical copy and $4 for the ebook. I don't think you can do any better than that. And the art's really pretty. So if you're a Lovecraft fan, if you're a horror fan,
Oh, I'm a huge
sounds like
Lovecraft
this
fan.
is sounds like this is a book you want to try out. So definitely. And signed. Oh, and you got signed art. Cool.
I've never seen an audiobook version. That's awesome because I do a lot of audiobooks, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have
It's
audiobooks, ebooks, paperbacks, the signed and numbered hardcovers, and I have art prints.
yeah. I guess you wouldn't see a lot of audiobooks because we mostly deal in comics here, and comics are a tough one for audiobooks. You can do it though. And we should do it.
It feels like you'd be missing out a lot, though, because with comics, it's all the
It's
illustrations.
very visual,
Very
yeah.
different.
All right, well, we'll come back and look at this one more time when we're done shitting on and/or praising the movie of the night.
And
Yeah, it's gonna be both, because it's critical affection. I'm sure that we could find a movie that we didn't really have a lot bad to say about. We've already had a few of those where we're just like, these movies are so fun, but and where the hell?
What movie would you not have a lot bad to say about?
not a movie, but we all kind of loved Ghosts.
Yeah, TV show Ghosts. Yeah, we all were. I mean, it's again not without its problems, but we did it all kind of like it, like it enough that we didn't have a lot bad to say about it. But there's been a few. And now that you've put me on the spot, I can't remember.
That is always how it
There's
goes.
that, but
Big
we're
Hero
not.
6, but
Yeah,
I'm
we're
biased.
gonna talk about The Color Out of Space today, which I think there's been various adaptations of this movie, but the one that we're gonna talk about today is the one with Nick Cage in it.
Right.
And I mean, okay, so if we're judging it on the scale of Birdemic, it's
That's what I did.
It's a better movie than Birdemic. I don't
Agreed.
think it's not a horrible movie. Like, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen, and neither is Birdemic, believe it or not. But yeah, I feel like it was. I mean, it's the material that it's based on is a little lacking. I don't know if have you read the short story of Color Out of Space?
I've read the original, and I've seen actually a number of different movies, and there's like a German version. There are movies that are like, they kind of took a similar theme. Like, what's that one with like there's something weird that happens in like the Florida swamplands, and they send in like a couple scientists, and it's like everything is really, really strange. It's like everything's like distorted, and they're like,
Is that the one with Natalie Portman?
yeah, I believe so.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
know
it's
which one you
not.
mean.
it's ringing a bell, but I
It
don't
was
recall the name.
basically, I saw that, and that was basically like a version of the Color Out of Space. I think the Nicolas Cage one is kind of the closest, but even that takes some liberties. Like, I think the story is much stronger in
Annihilation.
Yeah.
Annihilation. Yeah,
Annihilation.
and I think the story is much stronger than the movie, but I think the movie it takes some liberties and also kind of like goes for what it thinks will grab you. Like Nick Cage's daughter is a goth girl. It's like there weren't goth girls when Lovecraft wrote that story in like the 1920s.
Well, the movie takes place in a much more contemporary world. They have cell phones and electricity, and
Yeah.
well, I guess Lovecraft had electricity too, but yeah, it's definitely like modern day, and they did take liberties. Like, they don't specifically say anything. They say that trees get weird and everything grows really green, but they don't really like this movie is extremely pink. Like this, there's the weird color. They say in the story, like they don't know what the color is. It exists outside of our visible light spectrum or something like that. I don't remember exactly how they say it, but in the story, it's been a while since I've read the story. But then this one, they translate it as to mean pink, a very pinky. And Nick Cage at one point says he'd never seen anything like it. He thought it was pink, but he'd never seen anything like it. But then they very much make everything pink.
And that was them trying to get around the fact that you can't have a movie that shows a color that no one's ever
that
seen.
You can't see. Yeah.
Yes.
So sort
Science
of a
is
little
working on
okay on that, but like they could have done a little more to make sure that there was a concrete color per se.
I
Yeah.
know a lot of people say it was an unfilmable story. Like it's kind of like what you make up in your head is, and when they visualize it, they might take away from that.
I mean, I think that I'm inclined to agree that this movie, or that this story doesn't translate to film that well because there's so much that you just have to, like the color, the fact that it's a color out of space that exists outside of our visible spectrum means that how do you visualize that?
I think maybe if you accompanied it with a otherworldly sound, that whenever people made eye contact with this color, that some kind of warbling happened. Just
Yeah, and they had that
emphasize.
But
That
they don't
whistle
really
was-
sound in the book either. I think
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, they had that weird whistling, which was it. Did they really explain that? Because it suddenly stops, and I feel like the alpacas had something to do with it. There were alpacas and a cat and a dog, and none of them make it to the end of the story. So
Spoiler.
if you are a animal, like if you have like trauma stuff and you need a trigger alert, do not watch this movie. Although I am personally somebody who does not like it especially when they needlessly kill an animal. Like if it doesn't serve the story except to be, shocking or gruesome, then I don't like it. But this
It
was so
says in John Wick.
yeah, well, I mean there wouldn't be John Wick if they didn't do something in there. But this
That's
one,
what-
They have a very strong stance on,
Yeah.
you killed an animal? Well,
yeah.
we'll bring down the criminal underground. Okay. This scales.
Yeah, this one gets like the animals get real super weird and turn into like not even really animals anymore before they eventually meet their end. So, I mean, so like definitely if you are a sensitive to that, definitely keep that in mind. But it's like they do not make it, but also they're not really they don't really resemble what they originally were. And can we talk about that part, the scene where the alpacas suddenly are able to shoot like lightning lasers, and then it hits the mom?
Funny
and the
fact about
kid?
alpacas.
Yeah, I did not. I've met some alpacas in my life, and I don't remember them ever doing that. So I guess I was a lucky
They
one.
also have a mind wipe. Alpacas are funny creatures.
Yeah, and they can turn you. They can, like, if you are standing too close to another person when you're in the proximity, apparently they can turn you into a weird spider person. It's interesting, according to this movie, anyway.
A very B-movie feel to it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, this isn't real. It's like, because like some movies, like they pull you in, you feel like like it's happening in front of you. That one, the whole thing feels like kind of like one of those stories that people tell over the campfire that doesn't really seem like it's real, but it seems kind of fictional, but not bad.
Yeah. Oh, I guess I forgot to I forgot a lot of things today, but I forgot to say we should go around and talk about our general opening thoughts about the movie too. So we didn't do that. So like, Dan, what is your overall impression of this movie? Like it, hate it, somewhere in between?
I think it's a must see. I mean, I'm a huge Lovecraft fan, and it's kind of rare that they actually make a good Lovecraft movie. Like, there's a lot that's they're very mediocre. His premises and ideas are used all the time. So this is a very direct Lovecraft movie, but it's definitely rooted in the B movie camp.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say if you want to see like a really good B movie, watch something like Evil Dead 2, which like uses his concepts but like tells his own story. I kind of feel like Lovecraft stories are like they should kind of be left alone because they're meant to be stories.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think I agree with that. Like they're better. I don't love them all, but they're better as written stories. Yep. Amanda, I've been waiting to hear what Amanda has to say.
I thought that this movie was boring and then became incoherent, and that nobody should watch it.
Oh, fair enough. Fair. I mean, I don't know if I'd call it boring, but it did get incoherent.
Not engage me at all in the front. I didn't care about these people. They didn't.
Yes.
There was nothing that like hooked you into thinking. Like they were trying really hard, but they failed. It was like, oh yes, there's this family and they're here for reasons, and we should feel bad about the mom maybe because she's getting better. But they just, I mean, the dad was kind of gross. The kids had troubles. All of the scenes were not like they weren't doing the big loving family. It seemed like it was some family that like they were a little off.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was very hard to get people to be engaged. And a lot of the things that they were telegraphing with their shots were very predictable. And so it didn't lend itself well. Like with the mom cutting scene, they just kept focusing over and over on the cutting. We're like, we know exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah,
that's boring. If she had like whipped around and stabbed the kid in the eye, that would have actually been something I wasn't expecting and would have been more entertaining, for lack of a better way to phrase it.
Yeah, you're correct. I mean, I agree with you. You're absolutely right. They could not have made it more obvious what was going to happen in that scene, especially that scene, but most of the movie, really, yeah, like we knew what was going to happen for the most part. So, Brian, what do you think?
Didn't like it. There were some aspects of the movie I liked, like good production quality. Like you said, as a B movie goes, it's very nicely done. The acting was good. Most of the visual effects were pretty good. Some of the melded creatures look like an older John Carpenter version.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Yeah.
And it's too bad because the very first creature to appear that comes out of the well, this creepy looking bug thing, I'm like, oh, that's a cool looking monster. Like it's got weird coloration. It's got a kind of earthly insect appearance, but it's clearly otherworldly. And then they never showed that.
Yeah,
let's do some old John Carpenter homage.
They focused in on the bug, and then the bugs showed up here and there throughout the rest of the movie, but I thought they were going to be important, and then they weren't.
Yeah.
So that was kind of a bummer. Agreed with everybody. I think it's better as a story and rather than a movie, and it was definitely incoherent. Like that, I mean, incoherent.
I liked it better than the story. I listened to the audiobook right afterward. The audiobook I listened to, it's by the H.P. Lovecraft Historical Society, and they do a marvelous job. And they do a good job of being like, Lovecraft was not a perfect guy. But we love his stories. Yeah, I definitely softened it. But yeah, they know exactly who he is and what.
We've talked about Lovecraft many times here and there on the show, and I thought for this one we should probably just generally steer clear of like Lovecraft as a person and stick to the stories. And even then it's kind of hard. Like this one we didn't really have a lot of like that stuff of like the the problematic aspects of Lovecraft's actual life. Like they weren't peeking through too bad. Like I think they did a good job of erasing Lovecraft the person and just keeping the story. But even then, I'm sure I missed something because I did only watch it the one time. And like for me to truly be able to overanalyze the hell out of a movie, I need to watch it at least a couple of times. But I think that they could have like it got too comical for me. It was very like Willy Wonka-y. Especially at the end, like everything was like pink and like brightly colored and it looked like a clown show as opposed to like it was supposed to be creepy and and like otherworldly, and it didn't really. I wasn't getting that, so I was.
They
like
did
it-
not convey the mechanics well of what the alien was doing. Was it
Yeah.
a poison in the water because they kept doing these tight focuses on the water all the time?
Right.
Was it a psionic attack that was making people think that things were fucky? Was it actual time shifting? Was it like they never explain what it actually is? They're just giving us like multiple variations of what it could be without really landing it for us. And it does not detract from the alien being kind of completely non-human and not knowable to have it have a consistent physics and behavior. So when it was just a little bit of everything, it was sort of like, oh, they were just throwing everything at the wall to see what would stick. Like, what does
Yeah.
the alien do?
It was like we were supposed to be sort of weirdly drawn in by the pretty flowers, and then like the surveyor, what was his name? Ward. Yeah, he was out in his tent. Why the hell was he in a tent in the middle of the woods when he was surveying the water table? But yeah, he started to see and hear, like, it was messing with the radio frequencies, and apparently it could start his truck up and rev his truck, which I was like, okay. Like, I guess technically it could mess with, if it can mess with the radio frequency, it could mess with the electric parts of the, whatever. I don't know enough about that stuff to be talking. That is a Brian area. But like then he sees this weird, colorful, ghostly cloud thingy in the dark, and Jeffrey
They should have
pointed
kept
out
that effect because
Yeah,
that gave the impression of like, ooh, this isn't something you have seen before. I dug that.
Yeah, I thought that was better than when they showed the bug. Like, I thought the bug was cool, but I thought that the weird nebula-like cloud down here on Earth was cooler. I thought I definitely agree they should have stuck with that.
I think that you can definitely make a movie that has comedy but it doesn't look cheesy. Like this looks cheesy. Like
Yeah.
Reanimator has comedy but it doesn't look cheesy.
Yeah. And then
Yeah.
I didn't... Okay, Nicolas Cage, right? I mean, there's a lot we could talk about with Nicolas Cage, and I appreciated what he was trying to do with his character, where, like, his character, as it was being affected by the color, his personality was changing dramatically, but then he, like, turned into this whole other, like, personality, too. And I feel
It
like...
wasn't him at his worst. He's been worse.
Oh, God, yes.
The bees!
I normally do not like Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
because he's been pigeonholed into the same frickin' role.
Absolutely.
And I thought he was fine.
Yeah, it was
He was
good. It was
at
all right.
raising
The problem I had is everyone's personality changed.
Yes!
But
Matt
not
Ward,
consistently. They like
Yes,
pop back
exactly.
and
That's
forth.
that's what the
how
point
much
that I
of
was
these people
coming
were
to.
just
Yeah.
assholes, and how
Like-
much of it was influence, and I couldn't
Yeah,
tell. So I was like, they're all assholes.
And how are they able to fight it off sometimes but not others?
Yeah. And the opening scene is the daughter, whose name is Lavinia, which is a call to another Lovecraft story called, I think it's the Dunwich Horror.
Yeah,
Is Lavinia Waitley, and she's a witch. I think she's a witch, right? And she's like, they're like hippy dippy type, like that everybody thinks is weird in the story.
Okay,
in
so
that story,
in the Dunwich or in this one?
in the Dunwich Horror.
Oh yeah. She had the Necronomicon and was
Yeah.
working on
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
And she's supposed to be like they kind of try to make her that character. And to be fair, they don't really talk about anybody in the story, The Color Out of Space, the written story. They don't really talk about. They don't even give most of the characters names. Like even the surveyor does exist in the story, but he doesn't even have a name.
Yeah.
It's just like Nahum Gardner, who is Nathan, obviously, but then Amy Pierce is the local crazy guy that originally was witness to the story, which is the kind of a thing for Lovecraft, isn't it? Where like his main character is always being told the creepy story by another person in the story. And it's rare that the person experiencing the story is the main character. But yeah, like they had to kind of make up all these characters themselves, and they did a inconsistent job.
Yeah, and I mean, like Nick Cage did really well with what he was given. He got
Exactly.
some of the worst dialogue and some
Uh-huh.
of the worst characterization.
Uh-huh.
Like he's pressuring his wife for sex, and then he's telling the town mayor that he was having sex with his wife, and he's talking,
Yes.
babbling about drinking, but not that night on TV,
Yeah.
and then getting super upset and screaming at his wife while he's watching it on TV.
Like
It
there was
just
something she could do about it, right?
Right? Yeah. And just he was not given great material to work with, but he
No.
did the best he could with it.
He did, and yeah, like yeah, I think that yeah, like I think Brian, you said that all the actors did a pretty good job considering, and I would agree with that. Like
Yeah.
what fucking Tommy Chong? Why was he there? Like who was he supposed to be? He was just trying to.
No, he's the wise old man who actually knew what was going on so that the audience could interpret what was happening better. Without his input, we were kind of completely in the dark, but at least he was like, they're underground and oh, they're trying to terraform the planet, which it means that he was indicating that it was not an alien, like they're not an alien invading. It's just an alien has shown up and they're terraforming. And so it wasn't anything personal. It just happened on this farm in Oopsie.
Yeah.
And which I thought was an interesting point to try and plug for the unknown alien.
Okay. Yeah, he was like he was like recording the events, and they, speaking of recording, like he literally had various recordings of the sounds, and then he recorded himself telling the story, and I gotta ask all you guys, when they went into his little shack and found his body just sitting upright in his chair, how many of you thought he was gonna jump up and like attack the sheriff? I thought he
Nope.
was gonna jump up and attack the sheriff. I was like,
wasn't
was waiting for
expecting
for his skin to start glowing the way that the other's skin glowed when they were like fully under the influence of the. Yeah, it was weird.
No, since the recording was going and you heard his voice there, that they had basically transferred anything considering his essence to the machine, and
Sure.
the machine was speaking for him, and so the body wasn't going to be in play anymore.
Yeah, I thought that it was the alien was gonna be in full possession of the body and like use it to.
Yeah,
'Cause
squeeze the
it-
windpipe to say a word.
Yeah, and like they went as soon as they leave the shack, the tree eats the sheriff, right? It was like a tree
Yeah.
vine of some
Yeah,
sort.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I was
one
like,
of the
well,
trees
why not?
snagged
Why
it.
not
Well,
Tommy
yeah.
Chong? Why couldn't we get more Tommy Chong in this movie? Come on, what's up with that?
Because he was the weird hippie squatter that was smoking with a teen boy.
Yeah, he probably shouldn't have been doing that. But otherwise, he was a wise old man, right?
In the first scene, yeah.
He was a wise old weird guy.
Got a little harder to follow.
Yeah, and he also like he was there and he mattered because he was like the kooky old man, but he was also very sage. But then he just didn't matter for most of the rest of the movie, and then suddenly he mattered again, and very inconsistent storytelling in that regard. And again, they did what they could with the story that they were given. But
And it's funny because the baseline story, I read the short story after watching the movie, and then was like, yep, nope, they just made a lot of shit up. So they had a great opportunity to do a lot, and they didn't, and that made me a little sad. It was like,
yeah, that book, the short story, doesn't have, it doesn't fill in a lot of the blanks that you would have to fill in to make a movie of it, and they kind of biffed that one, didn't they?
yeah, it's a bit more like reading a police blotter of events. There's no dialogue. There's not a whole ton of detail.
Fair
It's
enough.
just this happened, she died, they died, we found bones in the well. Ta-da. And like they were bringing it to life, but the way they chose to recharacterize people was a choice.
Yeah, and yeah, they should have done better with it, because the story it lines everything right up for you. Like the main plot points are all there, and then they should have done better with what they had, because it was a great opportunity.
Absolutely. And one of the striking things about this story is the fact that what triggered Lovecraft to write it was so many stories in that era were coming out and all the aliens were human-like, and it pissed him off. So he wrote something that was completely explainable, unknowable, so to speak.
Yeah.
Appreciate that.
And yeah, I can appreciate that. And it's funny because a lot of times the alien is like coded for other people and minorities
Yeah,
inside our
which-
society. So him actually going the full, actually pivoting completely away from human and being like, no, this should be nothing like people whatsoever, was
Uh-huh.
probably one of the first instances of him showing less racism and more actual pro everyone humanity, which was kind of an
It's-
interesting thing.
Yeah, it's ironic
Yeah,
for all
I
the
think
times he
that's,
does
uh,
other. He didn't do it this one.
I think that's a good point because I remember I saw Neil deGrasse Tyson talking about something. It's like the thing that would surprise me the most is if the aliens looked like human beings. So like
Yeah.
that was his biggest problem with like TV shows. So like the aliens always look like a human being.
Look at you,
would they
Star
look like a
Trek.
human?
Yeah,
Oh
right.
yeah, Star Trek, Star Wars, all of the big franchises tend to go that direction.
Well,
And
they have to look like that for William Shatner to sleep with them.
I'm confident for Shatner
I'm
got
gonna
freaky with a
rewrite that.
Horta. Shatner totally got freaky with a Horta. You can't fool me.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Shatner. Like, if it was like
Chuck,
as
what
long
are
as
these
the life
students
form was
doing in your
consenting, was
quarters?
able to consent. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But yes, they definitely skew for sexy aliens. We won't go on a side rant about the Orion girls.
Okay, yeah.
But
We'll
yeah,
save that for a
so-
different show.
Different show. No. Instead, it's definitely just they were trying for unknowable alien, and then they didn't, because they had that inconsistency about how the alien behaved and was perceived.
Presenting, yeah,
It was hard to like kind of buy into it.
yeah.
And oh, how do you all think it ended? Because Brian and I strongly disagree. I say, based on the way they ended that movie, the sky was cast over with the pink, and he's just standing there, however long later, enough to get a beard, that that the alien took over. They are talking about the alien has taken over, and he's saying, "Don't drink the water," but it's too late.
I think that it was meant to be at least several years later, because he said long enough that there aren't many of us left. So I thought it was meant to be later, and that he was saying like, this is inevitable, the aliens are here, but that it hadn't really shown up yet because everything still looked normal, and they were talking about they were going to build that reservoir. So I thought it was like they hadn't yet.
Okay.
The aliens
Yeah.
hadn't yet, and they, that's also I read the story before I saw the movie, so I'm being influenced by that too.
But it definitely seemed like the big pink sky, and just talking about like the whole point of the alien in part is the mind fuckery. So the alien's taken over. Everyone's just kind of aware of it, but not really. And they're just slowly going to have dawning horror realizations as the waves keep emanating across the planet.
Mm-hmm.
What did
Yeah,
you
I mean,
think, Dan?
He very clearly meant it to be like, we're screwed, but
I
how?
think a lot of those like horror movies fall into that trope of either they're positive or negative at the end. So like they're like, we have to make it positive or negative. They can't be like layered and like kind of like shades of gray or whatever. You got to pick one or the other if it's not like a well developed plot. So I figure like, hey, why don't we just make it like nihilistic at the end?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
Did the
That's-
book
it's a
make
good-
it clear? Because I thought in the book there
The-
was some like, and then the alien did this thing and it escaped back to its origin.
No,
and
no,
then
at
no,
the
the
end-
main,
also-
the like the big blast of light was like the fully formed, fully adult alien beings, but some of it didn't actually have enough juice to go up and fell back into the well.
And
So some of it's still there in the well.
some of it's still in the well. The land is still barren, and they were saying that every year it grows another inch barren outward. So it's slowly taking over inch by inch over the years.
Yeah, so there's definitely still. It's interesting that I think it's over the course of a couple of years that the story takes
yeah.
place,
Yeah,
because
yeah.
there
It
was
was
like
less than
they
two,
have the
but
whole
more
thing
than
of
one.
like it's
Growing the fruit
the
and
harvest season where the fruits are crazy huge and cool, but
But
they
then don't
try to
taste
eat
good.
them and they suck. Which
And in the movie,
think
I
they didn't-
totally I
yeah,
totally thought he was hallucinating the bad flavor, like he hallucinated the
Yes,
bad smell.
yeah.
They
He
never
was-
explained what the bad smell was.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
the
that's
bad
what I was-
taste. I kind of thought he was wrong and that it actually tasted
'Cause
good. And then I read the
absolutely
story and I went,
nobody
oh,
else ate the
Callback.
fruit. Yeah, nobody else ate any of the
Mm-hmm.
food. Like, why? And he's just yeah having a meltdown over
If
the
I
food
saw him
tasting
having a
bad.
meltdown while eating tomatoes, I wouldn't put one in my mouth. Like, okay,
Well,
they're
yeah,
terrible.
but he
Take
was
my word.
already acting
I would absolutely
weird
want
at
to know
that
what was so
point.
terrible.
Yeah, like me too. I mean,
I would suddenly want to go, I don't know, check my Instagram.
Did any of you guys see
Well-
Cabinet of Curiosities?
see what?
Like Del Toro's Cabinet of Curiosities is like
Oh
an episode.
no, I haven't.
So I feel like he has 2 episodes. Like everyone's a different story. It's kind of like Twilight Zone, and 2 of them are directly based off Lovecraft stories. And I feel like he did a way better interpretation there than The Killer Out of Space.
Yeah,
Like, he kind of kept like the otherworldliness, the creepiness, he kind of kept you on the edge of your toes, but it didn't feel like goofy and didn't feel cheesy.
Yeah.
I think that Del Toro would have been a great choice to do this movie. He's expressed his desire
I think
to
Del Toro would be a great choice, period, for anything.
well, that's true too. Like, but like
Care Bears, but-
he
Like the
really
Shape of
like his
Water?
thing.
Did you
is-
see The Shape of Water? How good was that?
Yeah, exactly. That's yeah. If like he could have made this movie a much better movie. Like because he's a Lovecraft fan, and he says, you know, for all of Lovecraft as a person, for all his faults, and for all the ways that it bleeds into the story, he sees the story under the story, and he can make it. And then he does that thing where he'll take the stories that other people and make other people less than, and he'll like flip the script and make it so that, you know, hey, the people that you're othering are actually just like you and even sometimes better than you know, like he does that. And he could, and somebody should give him the opportunity to like make, he wanted to a long time ago. I remember seeing, was it Call of Cthulhu? He wanted to make that movie.
The Mountains of Madness, which is
Mountains
one
of
of
Madness,
Lovecraft's
okay.
best stories.
Yeah, and I was like, why isn't anybody letting him do this? I mean, come on, he's Guillermo del Toro. Let him do it.
I think
he
he
would
got
kill
Tom
that.
Cruise too.
Oh God. Yeah.
Just sort of like he wanted $200 million, and like, no, I won't make that.
That's ridiculous. I mean, how many times does a guy have to prove himself before you'll actually just let him do what he wants?
Well, the money they raised for that, he put towards District 9, which is an awesome movie.
That is a good movie. That's a under like a sleeper. Like
Yeah.
more people should watch that. Because I didn't know about it until years and years after it was made, and I was impressed about how much I liked it versus what I expected it to be. So, but yeah, he would have definitely done The Color Out of Space better. And I think Nick Cage he's a great actor of his own right, but with great direction. Oh, the stuff that guy can do. So we would have gotten a better, and like all those actors were good actors. Even the kids, like the kids, sometimes, you know, you get garbage kid actors because they're kids and they just don't have any experience. And these kids were pretty good.
Yeah.
And the littlest one, some of his lines were a little stilted when he was delivering them, but like he did a pretty good job. And his little, like when they have the thing where the alpacas like zap the mom and the kid and they turn into one amalgamous blob, his whimpers and moans, like he probably had to do that in a sound booth, and like he kind of nailed it.
I think
So-
Amanda's right. I think that it's like such a weak story. It doesn't really matter, you know. So you had like good actors, you had okay special effects, but the story just wasn't there.
Yeah. They had. It kind of feels like maybe there was a too many cooks in the kitchen situation. Like there was too many people throwing their ideas into the script about what it should be, and that story is so vague in so many ways that the movie script would have benefited from having a single writer. And then if they needed to bring somebody in for edits, sure. But like it feels like it had too many writers right away.
As long as both those people are Guillermo del Toro.
There you go. I think we can all agree Guillermo del Toro would have made a better Color Out of Space, right? Like, surely he would.
I agree. Yeah.
Start that online petition.
I'm a big fan of most of his work, so yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What did we like about this movie? Like, there was stuff that wasn't, besides the acting, of course, we said the acting, but like, what else did we like about this?
I thought the visual effects were good. I enjoyed watching and seeing what they come up with.
Yeah.
Less so about the amalgamous creatures, but
yeah, they didn't fit together. Like, there was the weird color cloud thingy, and then the bugs, and then the flowers. Like, there was too many, but they looked cool. They did.
And the inconsistency of how they merged the animals, like the mask that was behind on the truck, where you zoom in on the cat bell to understand that that's where the cat went, that they like basically telegraphed and told us ages ago, but now we get to see it for some reason. Like, it was unnecessary. But then the llamas are without fur, but somehow the humans keep their head hair. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, where's our consistency in how you traumatize and reshape the mammals?
Yeah, and how come all the other animals, like even the wild deer and dogs and cats and like all of them, lost all their hair and turned into a blob, but somehow that fucking horse stayed totally normal.
Very movie.
That horse,
most of the way.
That's because the horse got out. Like, the horse bolted.
Well, the horse was there, and at the point they had already shot the llamas or the alpacas. They already. Nick Cage already killed them, but the horse somehow was totally normal except for the glowing eyes, and then
ran off property, and then they couldn't escape. So, like, it's like, okay.
Like, the horse should have been way farther gone than it was. Is my point.
Yeah. So, like, what was special about Comet that Comet didn't get taken? Like,
and this whole time, like, as soon as Nick Cage was like, the truck's busted, I was like, what about the horse? Somebody go get the horse. And that was at the point where they still could have escaped. Like, just hitch a wagon to the horse. What are you doing?
I mean, if you hadn't had the llamas merged, they also would have been an option. They're pack animals.
Yeah. And
but
they were apparently, like, becoming evil before they merged too or something. I don't quite understand.
I don't know.
It would have been such a wild end to the movie that everyone just riding out on alpacas.
Yeah, like, anybody watching, I can see you guys watching, by the way. You're not commenting, but I can see you. And I want you guys to, like, tell us in the comments, like, if you haven't seen this movie, do you understand what the hell we're talking about right now? Because
there's no way.
Because I don't even understand, and I did see the movie. God, okay, so, like, the mother, she must have had breast cancer, right? Because she was talking about how I'm not even a woman anymore or something like that.
Yeah, Teresa.
And
and
he was trying to be like, no, I still think you're beautiful, and something about my golden lady.
Yeah, something about the golden lady didn't track, and then the whole, like, creepy, like, if you had your legs amputated instead of your breasts, I'd throw you in a suitcase so I could fuck you everywhere.
Yeah, that was like, it was like really almost like that whole scene was like almost sweet, and then he said that, and I was like, oh my god, come on.
Like, why the hypersexualization of all the female characters, including the teenager by the ward scientist dude? Like, come on.
Yeah, he wasn't as gross as the mom was to her, though. The mom was like,
no.
Look at how you're dressed. Like, why don't you just call your daughter a whore, lady? What are you doing?
Yeah.
That's
supposed to be the aliens.
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Yeah.
And like the why was Nick Cage the only one that could smell the smell?
What was the smell?
And why couldn't we know any? Like, why did the smell? It was a problem, and then it just never factored back into it again.
Yeah.
The daughter, like, she did her little witchy rituals. Also, she did two separate rituals. One at the beginning and one towards the middle, where she was trying to save her family, and they didn't matter at all. Like, why even show them? They didn't matter at all. Why even bother?
Also, if you're gonna, like, talk about Wiccan, maybe just research a tiny fucking bit.
No shit, right?
Like, he said, Wiccan or Alexandrian. Like, they're the same thing, my man. Why are you saying it like that? Also, the other version would have been something like Garderian, and their name is Gardner, so she probably was that. Yeah. And that was what she was trying to allude to, but the dialogue doesn't really give that away, because nobody knows there's a third option if they're not conversing.
Right, yeah, unless you're very into Wiccan, the culture? What is the word I'm after? Like, unless you are Wiccan, you probably don't know those things. I didn't know that. You just taught me something. Yeah, interesting. But she does, like, when he says, oh, definitely Alexandrian, and she's like, what? Yeah, you're a moron. And so, like, at least there's that. At least she like, called him out for bullshitting her.
Well, she said you're wrong again, which was implying that she was Wiccan, but if she's Wiccan, there's a chance she is a subset of, like,
Yeah.
they aren't exclusive at all.
It's yeah, and like if I was a Wiccan and I was watching that part, I probably would have been like, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that, but
But one Google search could save you a lot of trouble.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, like us writing stories, and I'm sure Dan, you feel the same way here. Is like, how many fucking weird Google searches do you do in the process of building a story? Like, I have done some, like, that's just my only request is if something horrible happens to me, please delete my browsing history, because I don't want that to be on the news.
Yeah, I'll get down a rabbit hole too. It's like I'll start looking stuff up and I'll go, oh, that's fucking weird. Let me check that video out.
Exactly.
Yep,
Like, an hour
absolutely.
later, I'm like, what the fuck? I need to write something.
Yeah, exactly.
there.
And yeah, and like you should. That's why authors, like, that's why we're all like insufferable, because we end up learning stuff accidentally, and then we accidentally school people with the stuff that we learned in our little weird
People are
little.
like, I did not need to know that. Why are you telling me all the details?
It's like, yeah, I don't. Yeah, and I'll
You
I'll
expressed
do that.
a slight interest, so now you get the info down.
Yeah, exactly. Like, yeah, you should just never talk to an author. Never have a light conversation
They're
with
the
an author.
worst.
They don't stay light.
What is that? What's like conversation?
I don't know.
Boring.
Foreplay
right.
to the actual conversation.
So we're getting in like close to our time here, and we've been trying. We're doing better at keeping down to our hour time. So we should start to wrap up our thoughts here and take our quiz. So what are our closing thoughts on this movie? We started with Dan, so let's start with Brian this time. What are your closing thoughts?
I would say that since I like this better than the story, than the written story, that if you like the story, you should definitely see this movie. If you want to see some interesting visual effects, watch this. And if you're interested in anything else like plot or sensicality, maybe not so much.
Yeah. Amanda, you already said that nobody should watch the movie. Like, do you have anything
100%.
else to add?
Yes, I think that if you're interested in this kind of genre, apparently Dan might have something for you, but also go seek out Black science fiction authors and women science fiction authors and read some decolonized science fiction that like can speak to some of the themes and the ideas, but in a way that's contemporary and more inclusive.
Definitely. Excuse me. Dan, what are your parting thoughts on this movie?
I think it's something it's not a must see, but you know, if you're bored and you want to see something, it's a good movie. To me, it's kind of like Life or Barbarian, or like one of those movies is kind of a little bit of a B movie, but like still like worthwhile. Although I do think Life and Barbarian are both better than The Kill Out of Space.
Yeah, I think that there are better Lovecraft adaptations out there, but this one's probably not the worst one. It can't be. It just because they're like this isn't the worst. Like some of Lovecraft's stories.
Right there.
Yeah, some of Lovecraft's stories are really bad. So if you know, like this one is one of his more popular ones. So, you know, if you're gonna, you could do worse than watch this movie.
Hey, viewers, get in the comments. What's the worst H.P. Lovecraft adaptation?
That'd be an interesting one. What's the best adaptation? I want to
We'd
know
be here
that
all
too.
day if it's the worst.
'Cause there's an argument to be made for this really shitty movie that I watched a gajillion years ago called Cthulhu. And then I found there's a YouTuber that did a whole deep dive on it. And I was like, shit, if I had been doing this show and done it like because like that's everything that I was gonna say. I was like, it's like it feels like it sucks, and it does suck, but it does a surprisingly good job at with the themes. So, and it also does that Guillermo del Toro thing where it flips the script on the and like makes the minorities. In this case, I think it was the gay people, the gay guy in the story. Like it flips the script and makes him he's the persecuted one, but he's the one that's right in the end. So it's still kind of a piece of shit movie. So, but yeah, I think you could do worse than watch this movie if you were looking for Lovecraft adaptations. And if you're consuming Lovecraft stuff anyway, you might as well watch it. It does have Nick Cage in it. It has the girl from Big Eyes in it. I don't think I recognize anybody but Nick Cage and the girl, Lavinia, that girl, she's in Big Eyes, and I like that movie. And Tommy Chong, like, I don't think I recognized any of the others. I'm sure I've seen him in something. I watch way too much TV. So, yeah. Shall we take a quiz?
I think that's a good idea.
And Amanda's this is your second quiz, right?
Mm-hmm.
We're all going to start taking turns writing quizzes now, and Amanda did an excellent job with her first one, so I look forward to the quality on this one, too.
Yeah, a little sorry about that. Yeah.
You can tell, like, I know that you guys could tell, but, like, even people that are casually watching us because they've got nothing better to do or something, will... Where did it go? Oh. I found it. Like, and like, you can tell when I phoned in the quizzes and I didn't really put a lot of effort into them, so if we start swapping, then I'll be able to,
You'll have a little more energy left for it.
Yeah, like, I won't have to, just do it because I have to do it I can put a little effort into it.
And Dan, you should definitely join us.
Yes, everybody except Amanda gets to play because Amanda wrote it. The only person who doesn't get to play is the person who wrote it.
Seems a little cheaty otherwise.
Yes.
So did you draw a little thing, Sarah?
You know what? I started, and Brian, this will make you happy because I sketched it, but I didn't finish it. But I'll post it on my internets, my social medias when I do. But like I did do. Can you? Nope.
Nope. Very white.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Let me try this. Can you see him? There.
Oh, sorta.
Oh, the bug. Yes.
I drew the bug.
Excellent.
And so I'm gonna finish that, and then I'll finish that tomorrow afternoon, and then I'll post it on my Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky probably, so y'all can see it. And then whoever wins the quiz can have that. So guys, come play so that I don't win the quiz. Because then I'll never finish the bug. I can promise you, if I win the quiz, I will never finish the bug.
Yep. And so if anyone's going to want to play, they just have to go to play.blooket, blooket.com, and say join game and put in the 790663.
I see you had the same idea I did, except that you already took the llama.
It does actually say alpaca.
Does it? I got sheep, which is close. Like they're
it's
all
close enough, especially in the block form. Yeah. Yours actually looks a little more alpaca-y.
There's a dog. I'm gonna stick with the sheep, but there's a squirrel. Is there a deer? There's a deer. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stick with the sheep, though. I like the sheep. This is gonna be these questions are gonna be an interesting addition to the mega quiz, because we're gonna be like, what about this thing from Can't Hardly Wait, and then like, what about this thing from the Lovecraft show that we watched? And I went in and edited. There was a couple of ones I didn't word very well, and so it made them kind of impossible to answer, and so I edited them, and then I thought, it doesn't even matter because I'll just cut those from the whole thing because I can't put all the questions in anyway.
Yeah.
All right. Anybody else in the comments there, or the watchers? You can play the game too. Just follow the instructions on the screen there. I don't know why. I like that they changed the number from a 7-digit number to a 6-digit number. There's something about that makes it easier.
2 groups of 3 is easy to memorize.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if none of the viewers join us, we can talk about the quiz while we play.
That's true. That is the one upside to none of the viewers joining in. And I did find a way to shorten the amount of lag that happens between us and the actual stream, but also it's not a perfect solution. And these updates to Blooket do seem to be making Blooket less shitty, so
Hey,
That's good.
I have noticed it's not as bad. And I mean, Amanda, you haven't been getting kicked out, so there's that.
Yeah, I know the secret. I just think it's funny sometimes. All right, are we ready to start?
let's do this.
I guess so. Wait, no. My phone went to sleep.
No.
Shit! Oh, there
back.
it goes. It's fine. We're good. It's okay.
All right.
Let's
All
see
right.
what happens.
Here we go.
Oh man, I looked out. My phone only showed me the first 2 answers,
Oops.
one of which was correct, so less reading.
I have no idea.
But the townspeople did try to treat him like all 4.
Yeah. Hey,
Yes.
hey, science man.
I did notice that too. Yeah, like, come look at this weird rock. And he just knew about it too. What?
Right?
Why did he know about the weird rock?
He was a science guy.
Yes, science man.
Uh, my brain just jammed into neutral. I was reading that. I was like, I don't remember. I don't
these
remember who
names.
Sam is.
That's the dog.
Dog.
The dog, right? I thought that Lavinia was gonna survive simply because of that whole trying to make her and Ward a thing.
Yeah, and
I thought that she was
innocent girl thing.
Yeah, he was gonna save the damsel in distress. I like the confetti that comes out on the screen when you hit the button. That's fun.
Sarah, you're just
Yeah.
kicking some butt.
What the fuck color?
It's so confusing
Periwinkle?
because
What
the
color is
button-
Periwinkle?
The colors are on locks that don't match the colors.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think about that part. I was just trying to
no,
make it not
that's-
super easy to pick color.
But I'm like sitting here going, I'm a fucking graphic designer and I don't know what color periwinkle is.
It's a blue.
Is it like a blue?
Why it's a
Okay,
blue
maybe I
snatch.
do. Oh shit.
Mm-hmm.
In movie Snatch, they say the way periwinkle blue like 60 times. It's in a Irish accent, so do what you will with that.
Indeed. Well, Brian beat me on that one. Well.
Gotta up my game.
Keep trying to find ways to slow him down, Sarah.
You gotta kick him.
I'm in a different room.
That's been my answer to like everything. Like if something goes wrong, my response for the past month has just been kick it.
It's not always the
I've
worst
got it.
answer.
I know you could especially
I've
they're
got a
mostly
cat with an
inanimate
upset
objects.
tummy who's been puking. What do I do, Sarah?
Kick it, I'm telling you. That one took me a second. I was like, wait.
Mhm.
So many combinations here.
Oh my God, we got.
And I got it wrong.
Who got it right? Oh, I got it right. I got it right. Cheers. I wasn't sure until it actually said, yeah.
I kept getting Benny and Jack kind of confused. I sort of forgot Jack existed in a way.
Which one is
at one point.
Benny? Benny. Oh, Benny's the big one, right?
Benny, yeah, Ben's the older kid that was smoking.
Oh, I don't fucking know. What's the difference between a meteor and a meteorite and a meteoroid?
Meteoroid
That
does not
was
necessarily
mean,
orbit
Amanda.
the sun.
That was mean.
That was science mean.
She hurt us with science and semantics.
With correct word definitions.
Well, now I want you to explain to me the difference between them because I thought I knew.
Well done, Sarah.
Yay!
Wait, what the fuck? Oh, we got tied.
tied.
We were tied and it made you first.
Now you
Why
have
did it make you first? Is it because
because it wants me to have the sticker.
Probably because he has a B.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's because your name is closer to the front of the alphabet. But I
Yeah.
guess that means that I have to finish the sticker because I'm not the
Yep,
only one.
Gotta
who
finish
won.
the sticker.
But I do. I mean, I need to do it anyway, right? But yeah. So go to and let me pull that back up and put the link in the chat again. Ooh, again here or no? Did I do it? Go back. Go back, Dan's book. Okay, link is in the chat now. Go back the book. Go look. At least look at it. Just, even if you decide not to back, at least look at it. And like, if you can't back for whatever reason, like it, comment on it, share. Find it on social media. Go share it on your social media. You think it doesn't help, but it really does. Like our stuff, when we post our own stuff, somehow it gets tanked every time. But if somebody else posts it, it does a lot better. So yeah, go find all your favorite creators. Go find them and like and share and comment and repost their stuff. But definitely go give Dan's project a look. It's got some really pretty art. And if you're into the horror and creepy Lovecraft shit, definitely go check it out. I mean that in the nicest possible way. I just realized I said shit, but I don't mean it like that. I mean it like stuff. And then also tomorrow we are going to be launching Power Broker number 6, and Todd's gonna come and we're gonna do a little live stream at 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern Time. Central Time's the most important time because that's the one I'm in. Anyway, yeah, 8 o'clock Eastern, we're going to come and talk a little bit about it. It'll be probably a pretty short stream, but you can come and be the first ones to check it out and back. And then next week, Matt and Steph are back, and we might as well just invite them to be co-hosts of the show at this point because they are here all the time, and we always have a blast when they come, and we're going to talk about Back to the Future and Heirs of Isildur. And yeah, I made another wooden cover for them, so if I remember, I'll grab it. I'll grab the sample one, and we can look at that. And yeah, we're gonna talk about Back to the Future and why that movie's fucking weird. I got a lot to say, and I've seen that movie so many times.
Not seen it in a minute.
Yeah, so Dan, thank you for coming. And do you want to do one last little plug here quick before we go? We can take a couple minutes to do one last little plug for shit, I forgot the name of your book. I'm sorry.
Down the Highways in the Dark.
Down Highways in the Dark. There we go. Yes. You want to give us a little plug?
Join the Cool Kids Club. They're all like a kind of Twilight Zone, Outer Limits. Like I try not to like go over the top with like gore and whatever, but I'm trying to write nothing but good stories. Like I'm a big fan of like the Graham Matheson, sort of like the strong stories with like a arcane twist at the end.
Nice.
Awesome. Yeah. I mean, it sounds way better than the movie Color Out of Space. But But the book, I mean, the story, like, yeah, y'all should give it a try if you're into that stuff and that Lovecraft and horror and you said Twilight Zone too. Like,
Twilight Zone, Outer Limits, like
Awesome,
Weird
yeah.
Tale, Tales Crypt, like that sort of stuff.
yeah, that sounds great. So yeah, go give it a try. Go give it a try, and the link is in the comments there. And is that it? Do we have anything else? Y'all, good to go. All right, we'll come back next week and listen to us talk about Marty and crazy hair dude, Doc Brown. The actor. Stalling while I find my button that I need to push. Okay, have a good night, and we'll see you next week. Actually, we'll see you tomorrow, and then we'll see you next week. So bye.
Bye.
Thank you.